At the end of the road trip around Uganda, we ended up in Kampala, the capital city of Uganda. It's a huge city of 4 million inhabitants. When we arrived there, there had been heavy rains and there was massive floods around the city. Next day we went touring around Kampala to visit the city, and we went to the Gaddafi Mosque, which is a massive mosque, beautiful mosque offered as a gift to Uganda by the former Libyan president, Muammar Gaddafi. And it was really nice to visit the mosque, and also we went on top of the minaret, and we saw a 360 degrees view of Kampala, where we could see all the hills, and in each hill there's a religious monument representing a different religion, which shows really the diversity of religion and how they coexist in Uganda. It was really interesting.
Then we went to visit the presidential palace. So on the way, you go along a road where there's the 46 clans of the Buganda kingdom. So everyone who's part of the Buganda kingdom is assigned a clan. The rule is you cannot eat whatever represents your clan. So whether it's an animal, a plant, for your whole life you cannot eat that. For example, there's elephant, leopard, some flowers, some plants. And our guide, Johnson, he was part of the clan of the leopard. And actually that was very funny because every game drive we did with him, we saw a leopard, which is really rare.
So we went to the presidential palace, where there was the former residence of Idi Amin, the dictator in the 70s. That used to rule over Uganda, and he's represented in the movie The Last King of Scotland, which some of you have seen. And we saw the car where he was attacked when they tried to overthrow him from power. We saw also the torture chambers where he used to lock thousands of people in these tiny cells. And there was some water. It was flooded basically until like knee height, and the water was electrified, so people couldn't escape from the cells. Like if there was no doors on the cells, but they couldn't get out because they would just get electrocuted in the water. It was a pretty cruel guy.
And then you can put it on a beam like this, and you use the mallet to keep pounding.
I wouldn't want to leave it.
And the more you pound, it keeps on expanding. The pounding normally takes about 8 to 10 hours. So people could just wear it as skirts, dresses from...
Before we arrived in Kampala, we reached out to Yusuf on the Couchsurfing website, and he agreed to host us. We actually stayed at his sister's place. It was really nice to meet some locals and see how they live on the day-to-day. And also Yusuf and his friend Ronald have an association which helps street kids actually get out of the streets. So that was really interesting to learn about how they started that. It's very complicated for them to get donations. So we'll link everything, their social media and the donation page in the description. And they're doing a really good job helping so many street kids, providing them with food. And we actually went with them into the slums to meet those street kids.
It was very interesting to meet these all these kids. A lot of them have very hard, sad stories. A lot of the kids end up in the streets because of abuse, or parents can't afford to feed them anymore, or things like that, and they have to kind of make their own living. Even they can be as young as 5 or 6 years old. It's really sad. But you can see how resourceful these kids are. They find ways to make a bit of money by collecting bottles and recycling them and things like that. It's very unique to be able to watch this.
Very sad as well.
Sad.
But the guys are doing a really good job. So yeah.
Yeah, and they give us updates every now and then, with pictures of, this kid has been able to make it. He's back in school and we're back at his parents' place or stuff like that. So yeah, it's really rewarding what they do.
They try to give them education, which is probably the best way to get them out of the street and give them a real skill and job. Then we stayed at Latitude Zero, which is a high-end hotel with lots of Swahili art. So all the doors are nice carved wood doors and
Omani style doors, and
all the interior is very well decorated. There's lots of art, lots of paintings, lots of very artsy pictures, sculptures. Every centimeter has been carefully crafted. It's really nice. They have really nice restaurants inside.
I had the best lasagna in my life in the Italian restaurant there, and I've lived in Italy for 9 years in my life, so that's to say how good the food is there.
Yeah, they have a few restaurants. They have live bands. They have activities. So much there. We really enjoyed. Probably one of our favorite hotels that we've been to ever. Mm. Then next day, enough luxury, we jumped onto a local bus for our next destination that you will see in the next video. Can you guess where we're going?
Wacha nasabiliza wewe wakitwa kwa sababu